Good morning, Nigeria. Wake up to a brand and fresh and bright new day.
Yes, sir.
Coming up with all the vigor, all the spunk that you need to kickstart your day.
You already know it's Wake Up Nigeria. Here we serve up the best blend of entertainment, inspiration, information, and of course, you're part of our family. You are the ones that keep us going every single morning.
Now, every Thursday, you know what it is, Artsy Thursday. We get to take a look at, of course, books,
Actual art.
and of course, art,
Yes.
as it were, of course, and all of that makes Thursday a colorful, creative, and of course, a joy to your morning.
Yes, a splash of creativity at least once a week is very
it's not
important.
bad.
It
In
makes
this
a-
way, every other day, we do it in different ways, but today, artsy and all of that. It's going to be a wonderful show we have in store for you. You should just chill, sit back, relax. And my name is Mike Mesikeno.
And I'm Titi Layo Oyinson. Remember, you can stay connected with us across social media. Just use @TVC Entertainment _ on all platforms. And our hashtag is Wake Up Nigeria on TVC.
This is making me remember the Sound of Music song.
What?
When you know the note to sing. So it's all about how it sounds. Don't worry about the words coming out. But hey, come on. You can also catch the show live for options. Our app, it's available on the Google Play Store and the Apple iOS Store. If you're watching us on DTT, that will be GoTV channel 16. And the terrestrial band also has an option for you. The channel is 49 on the ultra high frequency.
Yeah.
Start times will be 121. So wherever you are, there's YouTube. You can always catch us.
One click away.
Definitely.
I'm hoping my coffee arrives soon because
Remember-
I think
oh.
that helps my English.
But you know that that is, how do I put it now?
What, a
That-
crutch?
No,
What?
like I wish you could do water or something to kickstart your coffee. Coffee is too, I don't know, it's too
What?
hardcore. So I think
It's
yesterday,
cliché?
I was going through something and it might not be the best way to kickstart the morning.
Really?
It pushes you in some way, but maybe there's some other way. But hey, come on, we'll talk about all of that and some more as we kick off the show with quite a lot this morning for you. It will be, we have arts, like I said,
Of course.
today, but we'll be joined by Ahmed Abiodun, who is a contemporary artist known for his expressive visual constructions and diverse media. He'll be showcasing some of his unique works and, of course, sharing insights into his journey of creativity.
And then we have finance author and speaker Alex Iheanacho. He's going to be here to discuss his latest book, Money Sense, offering invaluable financial strategies for founders and high-earning young people. Okay, Thursday, yeah?
Thursday, man. Today's date is 14th.
Yeah.
Now, one other reason why today was very important is that I heard something, and I did some research yesterday. I don't know if you've heard about the meter replacement or rephasing. I don't know, whatever they want to call it. Now, the thing is, we'll talk more about it because today's supposed to be the last day. IKEDC and EKEDC are saying that they want to phase out the old meters and you'll have to pay about 130,000. But EEDC, that's talking about Enugu Disco, what they did was that they sent codes to upgrade the meter.
Okay.
And it's the same meter that IKEDC and EKEDC are saying that you cannot use with the new system. So how is it that in Enugu, you can upgrade the meter to use, but then in Lagos, Eko and Ikeja, you have to buy the new meter. When I mean buy, normally you're supposed to replace it for you. But now they're saying that you come to the office, you do it, and you pay 130,000, which has risen to about almost 160.
Wow.
And today's supposed to be the last day.
So it doesn't really seem feasible. First of all, there are a lot of households, buildings that would need that upgrade. But it's supposed to be a gradual process. I don't think it's something that can happen just like that. And I have a feeling they're probably going to extend that date. But
so there's the consumer CCPCOs, I'll get the exact name. Yes, and NERC, there's a battle now.
Right?
Yeah. There's now a battle. And it's seeming that none of them wants to give ground. So I wish I could call somebody, talk to somebody and talk more about it because we cannot be, if the other people can upgrade without having to buy
why
a new meter.
why shouldn't we be
I'm sure
able
those
to in Lagos?
conversations will be had on
Yeah.
TVC Breakfast and the news as well later in the day.
All right then, guys, let's find out what the weather's going to be like.
News on Wake Up Nigeria. I am Mike Messikeno. And troops of the Joint Task Force Southeast Operation Udoka deployed to a checkpoint along Umuahia Owerri Road in Umuahia South local government area of Abia State were attacked by a group of indigenous people of Biafra and the Eastern Security Network. In a statement by the Joint Task Force Southeast Operation Udoka, Lieutenant Colonel Jonah Onuakalu said that the troops repelled the attack, forcing the fighters to withdraw in disarray with gunshot wounds, abandoning one Sienna and one Lexus Jeep, vehicles that were used for the attack. He confirmed that the two soldiers paid the supreme price. The Joint Task Force Southeast Operation is calling on residents with relevant information that could help apprehend the fleeing members of the group who committed this heinous crime. He said the troops will continue to carry out its constitutional roles of safeguarding lives and property in line with global best practice as laid down the rules of engagement guiding its operations. The chairman and chief executive officer of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, Brigadier General Mohammed Buba Marwa, retired, says the renewed partnership between NDLEA and the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, will curb substance abuse and protect public health, and a position affirmed by the Director General of NAFDAC, Professor Mojisola Adeyeye. Speaking at the signing of a memorandum of understanding between NDLEA and NAFDAC at the NDLEA National Headquarters in Abuja, Mr. Marwa said that the development marks a significant turning point to improve operational effectiveness, protect public health, and guarantee community safety. According to him, NAFDAC and NDLEA play vital roles in our citizens' health and safety. While the NDLEA focuses on combating illicit drug production, trafficking, and abuse, NAFDAC is responsible for regulating and ensuring the safety of food, drugs, and other consumables. In her remarks, Professor Adeyeye aligned with the position of the NDLEA chairman on the significance of the MOU, stating that stakeholders cannot afford to work in silos on the issues that border on substance abuse, illicit drug trafficking, and public health in Nigeria. Now, the Republicans will hold on to their majority in the U.S. House of Representatives after last week's election, giving Donald Trump's party control over all major levels of government. Mr. Trump has left the White House after meeting Joe Biden to discuss the presidential transition. Biden told the president-elect welcome back as the pair shook hands at the start of a traditional Oval Office meeting. Both men said they hope for a smooth transition after a tough political campaign. Across Washington at the Capitol, Senate Republicans have elected John Thune as their new majority leader. Meanwhile, Mr. Trump has nominated Senator Marco Rubio to be the Secretary of State, Pete Hegseth, a Fox News host and Army veteran, as Defense Secretary, and John Ratcliffe as head of the CIA. Mr. Trump also appointed Elon Musk and Republican Vivek Ramaswamy to jointly lead a new Department of Government Efficiency. All right, yeah, it's What's Up and About It. Yeah, that you put up something that was, I think, it's been trending throughout yesterday. I think a lot of people have been talking about it. And but just before that, let me ask, when did you? No, you left very early. When did you leave your father's house or your mother's house?
I think I was 18. Yeah, 18.
I thought I wanted to hear 8.
No, when I officially left. So
18.
I went into the hostel at. I'm talking about university hostel.
Okay.
I was almost 18 when I left.
Okay, Amen. When did you leave the house?
That was after university.
Okay.
And I'll say shortly, when I officially left was when I was getting married, actually.
Oh, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was 27.
Okay, good. The Holy Book, the good book of Christians says, okay, man shall leave. Okay, a man shall leave his father. That means a man should not get his own house first.
Wow.
You know? Oh, wow. A man shall leave his father and cling to his wife. So the wife can actually leave earlier because the good book, if we're going by it, right? I left the house. For me, I left the house 10.
Oh, okay. From school?
because
yeah.
I went to boarding school.
Yeah.
So from 10
That's
years
not
old,
leaving your house because
it is
during
oh.
vacation you
It is
still
oh.
go home.
It is. I
And
spent
then
more
in that
time.
case, I left the same time. I
I
left
spent
at the same
more.
time because
I
went
spent
to
more
boarding
time
school.
in the house, in the school.
Yeah,
Because
than-
kind of boarding school I went to, we spent more time in the school. It was a trade. I mean, it was a seminar. So I spent more time in school than at home. So even few times
you
when I
don't go
spent
home
at home,
every holiday?
not so much, not as much as others went.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we spent more time, and then immediately, as I just finished PAP, funny thing was that I mean, babe, I don't know, it's not lucky. I was just one of the ones that
You're
entered
blessed.
university
You are blessed
straight.
enough.
And the university, that was leaving the house entirely.
left, yeah.
Yes, so, yeah. But, you know, for different reasons, people leave at different times for different reasons.
Yeah.
But the point now is that we've got to the point where a lot of people, we are now adults, and a lot of people have complaints about adulting and how expensive it is to be. And now we get to appreciate our parents, the sacrifices they made for us to eat, for us to live in a house. I mean, when you are paying rent, somebody says,
Yeah.
I know someone yesterday, someone paid rent of 5.2,
Wow.
and it was cheap.
Wow.
And this is in
How many
Yaba.
bedroom?
Wow.
4.
Four bedroom.
Yes,
bedroom.
in Yaba, and it was cheap.
Is it family
Like it was
man?
cheap.
It's-
Yeah,
it's a family man,
It's a
of
family.
course.
It was cheap. Like I was looking at now. This is what you call cheap.
Now.
Now, you know, and then imagine the kids don't know. Oh, we're going to a new place. You know, but when they go
excited.
older, they understand what their parents had done. But this picture is about somebody who moved in and had
A mattress.
a mattress. And
Yeah.
back then we'll have, you know, this CD player. That CD
Yes,
player,
so-
and then one rechargeable, that red rechargeable.
Rechargeable
I
lamp.
can turn this something and all of that. Good start, but she's complaining that she wants to go home. And her father said, did I chase you out? Come and stay back. How many parents would do so? Some parents will like,
Things
"What is
have really
wrong?"
changed. Things have changed. The economic status of the average young person has stressed them. I'm just going to say it that way because there were some things we could get away with back then with smaller amounts of money that you can't get away with now. Even when we were at university level, rent was probably like 100K or something like that. I was still splitting it with the roommates, 50K. I go still chase her, she go still chase me. Bring your money, you know, just to make sure that we're on time for the hostel rent. Yes.
is this school hostel?
School. Oh.
50K.
Yes, so.
And you people be making noise that Unilag is the home of in Uniport.
So this is
Rent,
University
wait.
of Lagos.
It was
not
it was
Unilag.
5K
This
now. Now
University of Lagos.
5.2 they pay.
well,
now if you want resell, you know reach
You're a
50K.
lot older
Yeah,
than
but then
me, Mike.
again,
You're not older than me.
think
Don't
we're
do that.
also forgetting
Don't do
to
that.
address why a lot of teenagers or adults or growing adults leave the house. Most of the time, they leave because of the supposed trauma that their parents are meting out on them. In terms of domestic, some of them leave the house due to pressure from doing domestic chores, time where they're supposed to rest. Their parents are sending them on various errands. Reasons that have to do with, the domestic home front, basically. That's why for some people, that's why a lot of people actually leave their houses. It's not because they don't want or leave their parents' houses. It's not because they want to, but it's because they just do not, they feel that they have gotten to a certain age where they are all too old or too mature or big enough, too big to cater to their parents' needs and wants in regards to the home front.
So now the domestic
Because
lifestyle.
most of our parents
Yeah.
did not actually chase us from our homes. We made that decision to leave.
some
and go and
some kids
cleave
were chased
wherever
though.
you went to go and cleave.
Some kids were chased though.
That's why I said some. I'm not saying most. I said
No,
some.
but I'm trying to think of, there are different dynamics, obviously different economic status of the average family, right? But the choice to move out has been piled upon with there's this guilt tripping now, especially for the female side of things. So you want to move out, but you're like, oh, who's gonna help mom with this? Oh, who's gonna help dad with this? Oh, who's gonna stay with them? Who's gonna look after them? We've started, as young adults now, they're thinking about those things as well as the fact that even in the religious sense of things, it's like as if you want to go out and be wayward. That's why you want to leave your parents' house. You want to have freedom. Freedom is not really just getting the chance to just lie down and rest at any time you want and not have to run errands. It's like, oh, I want to invite friends over and I want them to stay after midnight. If I do, I can't do this at home. You know, of which that is all a part of growing up, you know, having those experiences.
Yeah,
So-
because if your reason for going is just domestic chores, if that is just the only reason,
You know why I'm making reference
no,
to
no, people do it. They are.
Exactly.
No,
So
1,000. I'm not saying
comments
that. I'm not saying that they
about- I
don't
mean,
do it.
yeah.
In fact, majority of people say that's the reason.
Exactly.
I'm saying that if you do that, if that is your reason, I don't think that. I don't
It's
think
enough.
that that's enough. Like I don't think that's enough motivation. Like just that, because you get to a point where
You do those chores
somebody,
yourself.
yeah, you do those chores yourself. In fact, you rather pay somebody. It's going to be more. I mean,
Something has to
yeah,
be. Yeah.
because back then at home, I think about it. If it is basic ones, if they are not maltreating you, if it is basic, if it's cleaning the house, if it's going to buy food, if it's sending you on errands, they are your parents who are crying out
Yeah,
loud.
well,
Yeah.
you know now
But that
everyone
reason-
is blaming anything of mental health.
Oh, yeah.
My
I'm
mental
saying
health,
that many
if
people, yeah.
After I've gone out, I've done all the work, I'm tired, I want to rest. Mommy comes and she's like, hey, get up. Why are you sleeping? You're lazy. Have you washed all the plates? Have you swept the house? Have you done... Oh, my mental health is being threatened. So that's why I need to leave my parents' house.
So
and
think
go and
about
live
that.
outside.
Think about your daughters now. When they get to that age, and then or Titi, you say, oh yeah, Amber or Elsie, oh yeah, go and bring the cup. I'll soon be leaving this house for you. How would
So
you
I've
feel?
thought- I've
As a
actually
parent,
thought
how would you
about
feel?
it. I actually don't know if that generation Alpha, are going to be the way Generation Z are. I don't think they're going to have that same mindset because we've actually really pampered this Gen Alpha. They are
So they don't want to
balling.
leave.
They're balling. I feel like we're the ones that are going to have to chase them out. Like, go out, go this, go.
And maybe you think so
so
too?
that you will meet
I
their
don't think
friends.
so. I think
Ah.
these ones are even more independent minded. They work with, they are more independent minded, and the technology also helps, has also helped and, aided everything that, they want to be. So they are achievers. They're overachievers. They want to do. They want to be. They want to go and get. So but then, I mean, if my girls come up to me when they're old enough and say, oh, mommy, I would like to, I'm like,
By God's grace,
Omo.
both of you are.
We'll revisit this conversation in 10
Oh,
years.
yes, we will. Both of you are girl moms.
Yeah.
You'll be dealing, you have to buy guns very soon. They know what I'm saying, but hey, come on, let's know what you think. We'll be back after this time out.
welcome back to the kitchen, people. This is Chef Adiola, and this morning she's making ogbono soup. Ooh. It reminds me of this particular song we used to sing growing up in primary school. Which kind soup? Mama cuckoo, ogbono soup. I can't believe I remember that song. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Okay, welcome. So let's talk about the ingredients for our ogbono soup.
Okay, so this is the blended ogbono or
Okay.
grinded. Some
It looks
very
like you
important-
pounded it. Did you pound it or you blended
No,
it?
I bought it directly from a trusted
okay.
vendor.
Okay.
So the major highlight of this soup, this particular soup we're making this morning, are these two ingredients.
Because I've never used uyayak, and this is ogiri.
Ogiri okpe.
Okpehe. Okpehe, actually.
Yes.
This is okpehe, not ogiri. I've never used this for ogbono
For
soup
ogbono
before, so I can't wait to see, taste the flavor from the uyayak and the okpehe. These are beautiful. That's a beautiful
Yes,
combination
beautiful
of
combination because
spices.
It helps us to stay away from
Yeah,
the normal
regular
seasoning.
seasoning
Yes.
cubes.
And it does wonders to the soup.
It actually does.
Yes, ma'am.
So for okpehe, I would always use it for granite soup.
Okay.
Because it's a Benue delicacy. And okpehe is usually seen to be from the Benue part of Nigeria. So they use it for their soups. Instead of seasoning cubes, that's what they use for their seasoning, or as their seasoning, right? So they use it for Benue seed soup, they use it for groundnut soup, they use it for ogbono too, actually. Yes. And it gives it this very natural, local, authentic taste. I love it, absolutely love it, guys. Okay, so before we go ahead to talk about the nutritional benefits of okpehe, let's talk about other ingredients for our ogbono
Okay,
soup.
this is ugu leaves. This is smoked fish. Then
Okay.
here we have 3 different proteins.
Aha.
We have goat meat.
Yeesh.
My everyday go-to for local soups is goat meat. Then we have komo. Then just a bit of just a bit of stockfish.
Okay.
Yes. Then the
Yeah, yeah.
okpe is actually here.
What's
Yellow
in here?
pepper. The okpe and yellow pepper have been
Okay.
blended here.
Okay.
Then the uyayak is here.
Oh.
With just a bit of egusi and crayfish to that was to make it come out from the machine.
Okay.
But egusi and ogbono always go very nicely together. So we have salt, and we're still going to be using palm oil and a bit of baking soda.
What's the baking soda for?
Okay, for volume and viscosity. And contrary to so many people's opinion, baking soda is very healthy. It's a better option than you having to use potash in any soup. So for all my own slimy soups, I had a little for the volume, for viscosity.
Okay. I've never heard that before. This is the first time.
And it detoxes the body.
Okay.
Yes, it
Baking
detoxes the body.
soda.
better
Okay.
to go
So
for it.
instead of using potash, for example, for my nkobi,
Yes.
I'd rather use baking soda.
Yes.
And it gives that same
That same.
taste and that same, it plays the same role.
Yes, but you just have to, just the same way you will use the potash.
Put it in very little quantity,
Yes.
so you use it as well.
Yes, ma'am.
And I would even think it's a better option in terms of its health benefits, because
Yes.
a lot of health experts would also always advise not to use potash because of it's very high in sodium, really high in sodium, and so and the potassium in it might be too much for your body, so you really need to use it in very, very minimal quantity. But I didn't know that. Now that I know that you could actually replace it with baking soda, I would definitely go
Try,
for it.
yes.
Definitely. Super excited about this morning's recipe because ogbono soup is on my top 5 list of soups that I really like. I think 3 actually. Right. And I would never take ogbono without egusi.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I feel like that's the best way to, to enjoy it. So you have to combine your egusi soup with ogbono soup. So I actually really love ogbono soup. So I can't wait. And then I don't make my ogbono soup without okra.
Wow.
Yes,
Very good
I don't make my ogbono
combination
soup
also.
without okra. Yeah, so let's begin cooking. Where do we start? How do we start?
So we'll start with water on one side, and we'll be cooking the soup on low heat.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what we'll
So yeah, you have all the pots right there. So grab any of them. It's right there at your for your use. Yes. So guys, if you're just joining us, with me in the kitchen is Chef Adiola, and she will be making ogbono soup. Ogbono soup. Ogbono soup. Oh my gosh. The fact that I actually remember that song is baffling. But hey, we have to move over to Titi right now for our art display discussion.
There's artwork going on in the kitchen, and right now we're going to be doing some art here on the couch. Well, not actually practically doing some art. Why? Because the process of putting together terracotta is such a long one that we have to ask him all the details. Who am I talking about? Mr. Ahmed Abiodun, contemporary artist known for his expressive visual constructions and diverse media. Today, he's going to be showcasing some of his really, really unique work and sharing some insights on his creative journey. It's great to have you here, Abiodun.
Thank you very much.
All right, getting an artist out of his workshop is like, I don't know, it's like we have to tear you away from your workshop today because of how much work you're always doing almost all the time. So I mentioned terracotta already. We've started having a conversation on what terracotta is. For people that don't know what it is, talk to us about that.
Okay, terracotta in a simple term is just fired clay.
Fired clay.
Fired clay,
Okay.
yes. So some people call it earthenware.
Okay.
Just the same process used in creating the clay pots.
Okay.
Just local clay pots and then plates and all of that.
Okay.
So for terracotta pieces, first you need to process the clay so that you remove all the residue, the stone and all of that until it's smooth enough for you to work with.
Yeah.
So once you have that, you can use that to create a mold, sculpt, whatever it is you want to sculpt, and then make sure it's smooth enough, make sure it's not too thick and not too thin, so
Interesting.
that when you fire it, it doesn't blast. Blast is when it's too thick.
Yeah.
Yes, it might blast.
And it would crack.
Yes, it
essentially.
will crack.
It would
Yes,
crack.
that's what we
Okay.
call blast. It will just
Okay,
crack, and then
fantastic.
by the time you see your PC, you'll be like, wow, what happened?
What happened?
Yes.
So now, when we think of pottery,
Yes.
we think of the spinning wheel,
Yes.
but we know that that clay looks very refined. And then we think about all the beautiful red clay that we have here in Lagos. What's the difference between the red clay we have in the ground and the one they use for the clay pots? Is it the same clay?
Okay, yes, it is the same clay, but it depends on the location where you find that particular clay.
Okay.
In Nigeria, there's some parts of the country where you have black clay.
Oh, okay.
Yes, there's a particular clay we call golden clay. It looks like ochre yellow. And then there's the common red clay, like the one they use for bricks and all
Okay,
of that.
Beautiful,
Yes.
beautiful. Well, I know it's not just clay you work with or terracotta you work with. You also work with metal as well.
I do.
Like we have a piece here on set with us. What is this piece called?
Okay, the title is Mica.
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 Okay.
Mica, that's M-A-Y-K-A.
Why mica and what is mica made of?
Okay, first, Mica is a name I got from a particular movie, so I can't remember the title, but it's
Okay.
about a lady. She's very strong, very bold. So I fell in love with that particular name, Mica. So in creating this piece, I was like, okay, what can I put together to actually signify this boldness
Sure.
of this name that I want to work with? So I decided to bring terracotta and metal together.
Okay.
So because most of my works, it involves bringing different materials and then seeing how we can use them to create something beautiful.
Beautiful. Now, I can see that there's metal in the I think that's supposed to be like a hat, a cap.
Yes.
And then there's the terracotta face, which is the clay.
Yes.
And then there's a metal body. And what seems like arms and
yeah.
clothing, like a cape.
Yes, you're
Right?
You're right.
Now, it's very intricate, very detailed, and it looks like it took a very long time to put together. But let's talk about the metal work now.
Yes.
You had to weld, I believe.
Yes.
Is it the same welding machine we see the average welder using that you use for this, or what is it?
Yes, it's the same welding machine that average welder that you see on the road uses.
Okay.
That we used to. But then for us, we have different spec. There's 250 watts, there's 350, depending on the level of thickness you want to work with.
Okay.
So that's how you control the type of welding machine you want to make use of. So it's
Yeah.
the same welding machine, you can use it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the process itself, that's the welding process, it's
Yeah.
a very rigorous one.
Okay.
Because you need to practice that for quite some time before you now decide to
Yeah.
use welding as a process in creating your art pieces. Yes.
Beautiful, beautiful. Now, I know that putting this together is not easy, and it probably took a very long time. But of course, you have experience in this now. You've been doing this for quite a while. From what we can see on the screen, you've already put some really intricate pieces out there into the world.
Yes.
Where is your most famous piece right now?
Yeah, one of my most famous pieces right now is in the Oyasaf collection. That's
Okay.
owned by MEC Shillong Foundation.
Okay.
Yes, I happened to create one of my pieces back after school. So I got an award as the
Wow.
most deserving student, and
Wow.
then he offered me residency at the Art Foundation, where I got to create a large piece, which he commissioned. That's an Oyasaf by MC Shillong. And I really enjoyed the process of creating that piece, and I'm glad that it's housed in that Art Foundation. And if I need to refer people to the space to see some of my works,
yeah.
apart from the major one that I did there, he has some other works in that collection.
Amazing. So how large is this piece?
It's 8 feet.
8 feet.
Yes. 8 by 8
Wow.
feet, yes.
8 feet tall.
8 feet tall.
And
yes.
it's a sculpture of what?
Yeah, it's an abstract sculpture. It's cubic. It's cubic, and then the title is Origumeri.
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 What does that mean?
Origumeri is like the four corners of the world. Yeah. For some of my pieces, I tend to use some adages and proverbs from the Yoruba culture, and
Okay.
then see how I can use that to create an art piece, and also sharing knowledge with people and letting people know, okay, there are some of these things that we need to look into
Yeah.
in our culture and promote it.
Yes. So there, I saw quite a few pieces on your social media page that have a similar face structure to what you brought today.
Yes.
And you tagged them Okola.
Okola, yes.
Okola.
Okola.
So I did notice the fact that you're using Yoruba terms here.
Yeah.
But talk about Okola and the similar pieces you put together in that series.
Okay, Okola started as an experiment in 2020 during Corona.
Okay.
So I was just in the studio, and I mean, everybody was observing lockdown.
Okay.
I was locked down in my studio, just playing with clay, and then I was just reading Yoruba culture, Yoruba sculptures.
Okay.
And then one thing that is evident in Yoruba sculpture is the Erebeji and some other figurines as such. And then they were mostly embellished with patterns, and then the occult with marks, tribal marks, which also signifies the place where that particular sculpture was made.
Okay.
For the Egba, for the Ibadan, or like that.
Yeah.
So I fell in love with the tribal marks, and then I started reading further, and I was like, wow, I like this. I mean, this is already fast disappearing in our culture, and let me just infuse this in some of my works. And then after trying it out, I developed some techniques around it, and I found it very interesting. And so I decided to create a body of work. I told them Okola series. So since then, it became my signature portrait.
It is
Whenever
a
people
signature
see it,
for you now.
Yeah, when people say, like, ah, this is Abiodun's work, I said,
Exactly,
yes.
exactly. It has become a signature for you, and from what we can see, all these pieces are so beautifully made, well done. And the Okola, I will be looking out for those pieces in artworks as well. Thank you so much, Abiodun, for coming to talk to us about your work. And good luck with your next collection. We can't wait to see it.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, at this point, we'd love for you to, visit us on social media and tell us what you think about Abiodun's work. Use our hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC and tag us on IG. That's WakeUpNigeria TVCE. Can't wait to see your messages. Let's take a quick break. We have more coming up after this.
Welcome back to the kitchen, people. Right with me is Chef Adiola, and this morning she's making ogbono soup. Right. I am excited, super stoked, because it is one of my top 3 favorite soups. Yes, and I absolutely love ogbono soup. So how do you make your ogbono? Do you make it with egusi? Do you eat it with egusi? Do you make it with okra? Is okra like a must-have in your ogbono soup? For me, it definitely is. I cannot make ogbono soup without okra. It definitely has to be in it. I don't know. I just like to see those green, that extra green and lumps of okra in my ogbono soup. So that's I'm taking it. I'm enjoying every bit of it. So let's talk about the ingredients for our ogbono soup.
Okay, so like I said before, I was going to use baking soda, and I showed you the yellow pepper that I blended with the okpe. So everything is here, the yellow pepper and the okpe.
So what did you do in there? I mean, talk to us about the process so far. Okay.
So my palm oil, I added baking soda to activate that viscosity. Then I added...
So baking soda sort of thickened it, right?
No, let me show you what's going on here.
Okay.
Can you see this? So you are so sure it's going to draw. Yes, from the scratch.
Okay.
So that's what the baking soda has done. Even though ogbono
that is some good ogbono.
Yes, even though ogbono will draw naturally, but just to enhance that.
How you know good ogbono is by the smell. Like it hits you. You definitely know that that's some really good village local ogbono. I love it. Okay, so now that you did that with the baking soda in the palm oil, what's next? What did you do?
Yeah, I've added the ogbono. I've added the blended uyayak fruit.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I've added the crayfish.
I didn't know you could actually blend this. How do you blend it?
You could use a mortar, but I actually just did it from the market. Those people that have this machine.
They can do that?
Yes, although I had to beg them because it's a very tough.
Yeah, it's very thick. Because I never ever would have thought that you could blend this, like you could actually bake. Because when I want to use it, I just break it into smaller pieces.
Okay, so the thing about this is it has 2 softer sides and 2 tough sides. These 2, you can't really do much with it.
So this is
the
what
side
you
bring out and blend. So they had to add the egusi to make it come out of the machine because it's very tough.
You see why you should always tune into the show, because you always learn something. Whether it is from the art display segment or any conversations at all, even right here in the kitchen, there's always so much to learn. Whoever thought? I never really paid attention to the softer and the harder side. I just thought, okay, you break it and just put it into the soup, and then sometimes I'm always frustrated because you never really get the taste, all the.
It's the blending that gives you the taste.
You know what, guys? If you missed out on the ingredients earlier on, they're right there on your screen. This morning we are having our ogbono soup with eba. How do you like your ogbono? or what do you rather take it with? What swallow is your favorite? For me, it's plantain flour. But let's run through the ingredients once again for our plantain. For our ogbono soup, we have our ogbono, which was blended. It's already right there in the pot. We have our crayfish, which has been blended as well. We have our goat's meat, spomo, stockfish, smoked fish, banla, yellow pepper, which has been blended, our dry pepper as well. We're using ugu leaves as our vegetables. We have our palm oil. We have
That's the uyayak.
uyayak, iron fruit. Okay, and then we have our kwehe, which is ogiri, baking soda, and salt. I've learned quite a lot from you today.
I'm glad.
So much, Adiola. I think you should, you should be like a food technologist or food
Yeah, I have a background.
expert.
in food.
You
I'm a
do?
biochemist.
Aha! That explains it. That definitely explains it. I mean, wow, are you kidding? You know what, guys? We're going to begin cooking our ogbono soup right here in the kitchen. But let's head over to the couch. We have Arese Ugu with Mike standing by.
K, the Smart Money Woman. Of course, that is off the best-selling book, a hit one that she put that has been translated to a Netflix series, which also was a hit. Now, we're here to discuss finance, books, but then also the film industry. Arese, you are welcome. It is great to have you.
Thank you so much for
The
having
Smart
me.
Money Woman. The Smart Money. We've heard that story so many times. Let's just do a quick, short recap for those maybe who are just getting to meet you for the first time. Who is the Smart Money Woman? How did she become the Smart Money Woman? Just, in a nutshell, just tell us about the journey.
So basically, my journey with financial education started with my own pain points with money. So it wasn't really like oh my God, I'm the smartest person in Nigeria about money. I think there's a general misconception that I am the smart money woman, because the smart money woman is a fictional character. It's almost like something that we aspire to be. So she's the best parts of all the women, African women that I admire. She has the brain of Ibukun Awoshika. She sits on boards and adds value. She empowers women like Osayi Alele. She's a pioneer of industry like Tara Fela Durotoye. So it's almost like we're aspiring to be this person, especially financially. We want to be financially fearless. So it's an aspirational figure. She's not necessarily me.
Now,
But
there's just... Okay,
yeah.
go ahead.
Okay, because I was going to say, but I wrote a book.
Okay.
It was called The Smart Money Woman, or it is called The Smart Money Woman, and it's basically a story of 5 girls and their pain points when it comes to money. So it's a fictional story, but at the end of every chapter, there's smart money lessons and exercises that the audience can basically learn from. So you're learning about budgeting, debt, how to make investment decisions.
So it's more like a workbook, a resource material,
Exactly.
not just something that you read and drop, something that you can
Exactly.
continually go
So
to.
it's entertaining.
Wonderful.
People can see themselves in the characters. One is a fashion designer, one is a lawyer, one works in real estate. They're all Nigerian girls. You see like them struggle with different pain points when it comes to their personal finances, whether it's in love, whether it's family, relationships. So it just makes it fun and relatable to talk about financial issues without like the burden of the jargon.
Okay, I like that, the jargon. Now, you put up you translated to and adapted for a TV series, went to Netflix. You did very well with the first season.
Yeah.
The second season is now coming up and is available on more platforms for people to watch. Tell us about it.
Okay, so we did season 1. We basically did it by convincing different brands like First Bank, MasterCard, Unilever to basically give me money in exchange for product placement so that I could produce season 1. And you'd think, okay, it was a great book. I went on a Pan-African book tour.
Wow.
It did like really well because, countries like South Africa, Tanzania, Uganda, you'd think it would be an easy sell to say to brands like, oh, I want to turn this into a TV series. But it was like, please, it's not going to be...
Misogyny or something play a part in it?
Did who?
I mean, when in patriarchal society.
Well-
So did he think it could have come in there?
I don't know. I think the general idea was they didn't think that pairing financial literacy with education, with entertainment...
And entertainment was going to be a
hit,
big sell,
right?
I understand.
So
Okay.
it was really to
Now I get that.
sell that idea. But we did it. We went on African Magic. It did well. Then a year later, we get on Netflix. And we're number 1 and on the top 10 for about 12, 13 weeks. So we did so well, and everyone was like, "Oh my God, season two, you need to do another season." So I go and I'm like, you know what? I want to do this bigger and better.
Okay.
I want to shoot. I want this to be at scale, right? So we shoot in 3 cities: Lagos, Cape Town, Johannesburg.
Oh, okay.
You know, raise capital to do that in a time where Naira was 500, 600. By the time we're done, it's like 1.9. Yeah, like so that was tough. Like that was really tough. But the thing is, I thought I would get stuck in the production part of it, because you know how you set a big vision for yourself, you think, oh my God, how am I going to achieve this? Will I even complete this production? Because it was chaotic. But
we're seeing some clips now of the production, and it really does. It's glossy.
Yeah.
It does look nice and all of that.
tried our
You know, and being done now. Yes, that's what we can see now. Just talk to us about the cast. Maybe a little bit of 1 or 2 of the casts that we have here in this one.
okay, my cast is so amazing. Like we
Okay.
have Osase Godaro, we have Inedima Koje, Nala Kindoju, Tony Tones, Shehu
Okay.
Ajayi,
All right.
Timini Egbuson. So it's a really power-packed, like,
It is,
you
it
know,
is.
cast. People want to see them, and I think they came so hard this season.
Wonderful.
The acting was like top-notch. The interpretation of like the scripts, like their choices, it was just amazing.
But you're assuring us that we will learn about finances while we are being entertained.
Exactly.
That's one assurance
Yes.
you can give us,
Yes.
right? Where is it available for people?
So
to
it's on YouTube.
Oh,
it's on YouTube.
so that means it's accessible
Yes,
to basically
it's accessible
everybody.
to everyone. So we started dropping episodes on October 31st. So we drop episodes every Thursday. So today, episodes 5 and 6 are dropping.
Okay.
I'm so excited. Like we do it in a way where like we premiere the episodes at 6 o'clock on Thursdays.
Okay.
And last week and the week before, we had about 5,000 people watching at the same time.
Wonderful.
And I think the most amazing thing for me about YouTube is seeing the comments and the real life, like audience reactions.
Exactly.
In real time.
Engagement, real time.
Like they're obsessed with the characters,
Well
they're
done.
obsessed with the storyline. And it's just
done.
so fulfilling to see, because after working on this for so long and looking for, you know, distribution, and that was so hard, the validation that we're getting from the audience, like to say, this is really good.
Makes it
like,
worth it.
Makes it so worth it.
Let me just finally, a final word for a young girl out there who is in a society that might be prejudiced against women. How does she break through that, Celine, to become somebody like you and all the others you mentioned, just very fast?
Hopefully they'll be better than me, but I feel like just focus on what your value is. Don't let anyone dim your light. Figure out what you're good at and what your contribution to the world is. Just focus on that. I don't think that anyone can stop you. It's a mindset thing.
Wonderful, RSA. This is us wishing you the best. Keep on spreading that gospel, and see you at the top.
Thank you so much.
All
Thank
done. All right. Well, you heard all of that. It's available. You can go check it out now. It's available for everybody on YouTube. The Smart Money Woman, the 2nd season, episode 5 and 6 will be dropping. We will see you after this time out. Stay with us. I have to start the second hour by giving a shout in to my director and my producer who are working right now.
Yeah.
Abiodun and Zainab, 2 of you. I'll catch with you guys later, right? But hey, come on. They are the wings beneath our wings. And of course, they make us fly. That's talking about the whole crew. Everyone, a big shout out to all of them. Welcome to the second lap of the show. This is Wake Up Nigeria.
It is, and we are just getting warmed up. If you love the first half, stay with us. We've got even more excitement coming your way.
Oh, definitely, definitely. Quite an exciting first half, of course.
The artist.
Yes, the artist. You know,
Terracotta.
that
Metal sculpture.
what was it? It looked like like a just.
What's it?
No, it seemed like a modern shrine. You know when you head
Come on.
like a modern Ahmadiyya
It was
Haba.
supposed to be a lady
It is
with a cap
it is
on.
beautiful and all of that. And it's art. I love the concept of art and everything. And of course, we had a money discussion. You know, money is not so alien to people these days because we all need it, so we need to learn how to understand it. And doing it with entertainment is quite something that you should watch out for. So, hey, come on. This is going to be a wonderful, wonderful second half. My name is Mike Mesikeno.
And I'm Titilayo Oyinson. I got my coffee, guys. I got
Oh, you did?
I did. So no more tongue twisters for me. TVC Entertainment _ is the social media handle for most social media platforms. Talking about Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Which other one again? Threads? Yeah, all of them, Sha.
Why are you calling threads?
We are
That's,
still on threads.
that thing is dead.
We are threading. We are threading right now. And of course, you can catch us live on our mobile app. It's available for Google Play and iOS, as well as on GoTV channel 16, UHF channel 49, and Star Times channel 121.
Ah, definitely. We have all of that in store for you. And I thought it was banga that was being cooked in the kitchen.
Banga,
But
yeah.
I found out that it was ogbono. It's ogbono.
Yes.
Well, the chef is putting together. You know, when someone is giving you more than one vibe, that means that the person sabi waiting in they do.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, chef, that wonderful thing you're putting that together, they were looking forward to how it ends. And what swallow are we taking it with, by the way?
Eba. It's
Titi is out of the WhatsApp group. Because
Why?
if it's not
I'm a
fufu,
fufu person. But you know the funny thing? My mom told me a long time ago that one of my first words was Eba.
you like fuchsia.
Eba.
You like
Baby,
food.
she used to say Eba.
Wow, if my pikin say Eba,
I
I go
was
run.
confused. All right.
How can Eba be your first one?
One of them. Not the
Okay.
very first one.
right.
But yeah, there is quite
Okay.
a lot still coming up on the show. A big shout out to everyone celebrating their birthdays.
Ah, Mary's birthday is today, the 14th of November. We will be celebrating a lovely and wonderful Mary and others who have their birthdays this month.
This year you will have all that you prayed for. This year you will have all that you wish for. This year you go get everything and more.
Then, of course, we'll be having author and speaker Alex Iheanacho here to discuss his new book, Money Sense. He's going to be sharing some essential tips on how to build a strong financial foundation.
Finally, to wrap up the show, we'll have Adebola Santa Ogunshino, director, producer, actor also, and of course, theater practitioner. We'll be talking to him about all that he has coming up and all of that.
Yeah, great.
So, man, the years, and how far, guys? What are your plans? Have you done shopping, last minute shopping? Because the shopping now before December.
Yes, I have done.
You have done?
Yes.
And because I know it, man, does that quite early.
Yeah,
Tell
I
us
do.
about it.
Yeah.
You've done food.
Everything. I
Wow.
bought bag of rice 2, 3, 4 days ago.
Or more. You
Yeah,
bought
That's
tomatoes.
110,000.
Good.
Whopping sum of 10,000.
Titi is dancing because Titi will buy more than one bag. Because the number of... Did you buy tomatoes?
God
I
will
bought
provide.
so usually when it comes to other food items, for example, I always buy them in cartons. I don't buy them in beats, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it's
yeah.
nothing. It's nothing.
yeah.
So yes,
They've always been there. You stock them
they've always been,
regularly.
but I had to buy about
Buy
2 cartons of. I put in my tin tomatoes, spaghetti. Spaghetti now is
Ew.
27,000.
How many
many in there?
spaghetti is inside?
That's 20 packs.
20 packs.
Yeah, right.
So it's 270 naira essentially.
Which of course also depends on the brand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now all of them are relatively the same, within the same range. So even if there's any difference, maybe 1,000 naira, 1,500
1,500.
difference.
Try.
Yeah. So
And
I
Gary?
started stocking. No, we don't do Gary in my
Okay,
house.
you don't. Okay, what swallow do you use?
Semo.
Semo. Okay.
And I do plantain flour.
So plantain flour.
Yeah.
In fact, my friend yesterday was talking about coconut flour.
That's
Coconut
expensive.
flour,
oh.
Okay, so he processes coconut. They do coconut
Shafts.
chips.
So
and
he uses
flakes.
the shafts.
So he said he actually said it because I saw him drying it out.
Yeah.
He said he was not going to use gas because it takes so much time on gas. He was
Yeah.
not drying it out in the sun.
Sun, yeah.
Yeah.
And he said he used it. I was like, wow, that's
It's
something I'd
lucky
like to
because
take.
now it's sunny, so
Yeah,
you
exactly.
know,
There was sun and it was the tree and all of
Goodness
that.
me.
One thing I just want to say, I think it was Nathaniel Bassi who mentioned it on social media. He spoke about how somebody was sieving through trash to get food. And he said, it is hard. And it made me, that Nathaniel Bassi story made me remember what my late dad of blessed memory always said. When he said, when you want to give up, he always used to tell me this story. He said, there's a guy who climbed a tree with the last banana to eat. And said, when I eat this banana, I'll hang myself. He peeled the banana, ate it, and threw the peel. Somebody walked by, picked up the
Banana
peel
peel
and
and
ate
ate
it. And the guy said, what?
Yeah.
I want to kill myself.
Wow. And
Look
there are
at
people
somebody
in worse
else.
situations.
He went up to fight. The story goes that he became a very rich man and
Yeah.
was philanthropic and all of that. But hey, come on. Don't give up and help as much as you can
Yeah,
this period.
right.
It is well. Let's check out the weather, shall we?
You know, it's our Artsy Thursday, and you should definitely expect week's book chart segment. And this morning, we have finance author and speaker Alex Iheanacho. He's here on the couch to discuss his new book, Money Sense. And he'll also be sharing essential tips on how to build a strong financial foundation. And so if you are looking for a financial expert, well, we have him here on the couch for some valuable advice for you. Good morning, Alex. How are you doing?
Hi. Good morning. I'm great.
Okay, so we don't exactly have the physical copy of the book, but we'll just banter through, details on the book. And I know the book is about it's titled Financial Management for the 21st.
So the title of the book is Money Sense,
Okay.
How to Organize Your Financial Life in the 21st Century.
In the 21st century. There's been a lot of conversation around financial literacy, especially for women, because it feels like the men have, gotten it and the women are still, trying to catch on in terms of building, a financial future for themselves. So because I'm a woman, I'm just going to basically focus on, that, because I feel like we also need a lot of education when it comes to our finances. A lot of women in this age do not have financial independence. A lot of women lack financial education. They do not even know where to start. Now, as a young girl growing up who's beginning to get small monies, pocket monies from, mommy, daddy for school, how do we begin to build a future that, where we are not dependent on anyone?
All right, so I think the problem is for both gender, even though it seems like the men have figured it out. From what we are seeing, it seems like the women are the one recognizing the problem and really going after the knowledge, right? So for a young girl who is just coming up and you started making some money, the first thing is for you to begin to save to invest in yourself. Okay. Some persons feel like the first investment is, oh, should I buy land? Should I buy bonds? Should I do stocks? That's not the first thing. The first investment anyone could make is on himself. You need to bet on yourself because you're the most valuable asset, right? And you're the asset with the highest returns.
Okay.
So save the money, part of the money you're making, and invest in yourself. And that includes buying books, going for seminars, and starting a business, right? Yeah, starting a business is one of the key ways to invest in yourself and also train yourself at the same time, right? And that's what we should begin to teach our kids. For example, my son is just 5 years old, and he has written a book as well.
Oh, great.
Yes. And
you're helping him to market it as well?
Yes, we're helping him to market it. And that's because when he started talking, I believe that parenting is programming.
Sure.
So I started programming him on affirmations. And now that he's 5, he knows his affirmations, and we decided to put in a book, not just to help him, but to help other people as well.
Yeah.
And that's a way of investing in him and teaching him how to sell, how to put himself out there. And from the money he's making, he goes into the next venture, which we don't know what it is. So your first journey, right, as a person, young boy, young girl, as a parent, is to begin to focus on investing in yourself. And I believe so much that starting a business, right, is one of the key ways of doing that journey.
Now, talking about starting a business, we live in a climate where anyone starting a business, the first thing that comes to your mind is survival.
Yeah.
There's so many things, so many skills that you need to attain. You need to learn to be able to, develop your business acumen and skills. There are rudiments to, growing your and building your business. But in people's minds, like, oh, I want to start a business because I want to make money. And then at the end of the day, maybe a year or even less than down the line, they're not making profit. They're not able to properly account for even, the business that they've been able to put together. So quickly touch on, what would you advise in terms of what are the things to look out for when you want to start a business that would help you in the long run?
All right, so
sustaining that business.
Yeah, like I said in the book, the 21st century is a very beautiful time to be alive. We are privileged.
Yeah.
Why? Because with the use of technology, you can actually do a whole lot. Research says that 21st century has produced more billionaires than all the other centuries combined. So that tells you that there's something. And what's powering that? Internet, right? And what I said in the book is that it's easy now to scale your ideas. It's easy to take your ideas to the marketplace globally, right? And it's also very easy for you to lose your ideas and lose your money. So what you should do is, as you're starting this thing, become interested. So first off, don't start a business trying to hustle, You know, someone said that you cannot out-hustle a dying economy. And I agree, but you don't need to hustle. What you need to do is you can outwit, outleverage, and outlearn any economy, right? So wherever you find yourself, it should be about the rudiment. What are the rudiments? And so we run a law firm that caters for founders and startups. And one of the key things we have come to realize based on our study and research over the years is that what causes businesses to fail are summarized under 3 headlines. Number 1 is legal and compliance. Number 2 is sales and marketing. Number 3 is finance, right? Check any business that has failed. The root of the problem will be summarized under one of these 3 umbrellas. So when you start a business, you need to do it right, right? Registering with CAC is one thing, but that's not all there is to the foundation of the structure of your business. Talk to a lawyer, a business lawyer, right, that will help you put the necessary structure and have the necessary conversation. Second thing is go neck deep into understanding sales and marketing. I mean, sales and marketing, they are transferable skills, all right? So even if this business does not do well anymore, probably there's no longer market for it or the market for it has dried up, you can take that skill to another industry, to another product, and you succeed and you do well. Yeah. So if you're starting a business, you're trying to run your business, right, focus on the fundamentals and make sure that these 3 things are settled. You have your legal and compliance sorted, you have sales and marketing sorted, and you have your finances sorted, and you figure yourself out.
I mean, this conversation has been very short, but it's been very insightful. I know someone watching right now, even me, myself included, I've picked up a few things from what you have said. 3 things that you need to look out for: legal and compliance, sales and marketing, and finance. Yes. So once you have these 3 fundamentals, it would help to build, it would help to, basically lay a good foundation for your business. And thank you so much, Alex. We'll have you back again because this conversation on business is very important. Money is important. All right. And on that note, we'll have to wrap up the book chart segment.
I must say that when Leonardo da Vinci commissioned that work, he didn't expect that Nigeria's version of Tyler Perry would put together a play about how it was stolen. Well, we have him here, executive producer, award-winning director, actor. You've seen him on African Magic, different places. He's done everything. Been there, done that at Debola Santa Ogushino. It is great to have you. You are welcome. I call him Nigeria's Tyler Perry. And of course, we've got a member of the cast, of course. Timmy is in the house. How are you doing? You are welcome.
Very fine, thank you.
You're welcome. I love what I saw. It's a very intriguing line. Mona Lisa is about the most famous painting in the world and all of that. And this play has gone past continental borders. We've done it ourselves. But let's talk about the play. What inspired Who Thief Mona Lisa?
So really, I just wanted to talk about art, art appreciation, art in the country, really, because if you look at the Westerners, they cherish art, and there's a certain story behind everything that they do, sort of like branding. But sometimes I realize that the Nigerian artist, for lack of a better word, is we just, so some artists really, they just want to do art and not think of the branding, not think of the business side. They just want to, artists just want to do their works and be left alone. But luckily for them in the Western world, they have like agents, they have a lot of things working for them. When they see you're great at what you do, you see a lot of team, you have a team around you, working on marketing, working on branding and all that. Whereas here, we don't really have that as much. So the artist here is the marketer, is the, you're almost like everything.
Okay.
And you have to do it. If not, you probably will not be able to make the next art, the next work. So it's about identity crisis as well. There is a lot of we are consuming a lot of foreign works. So that sort of influenced our works. That's why sometimes it's neither here nor there. We pick that. There's a lot of identity crisis. Yeah, and I mean the play is really about the overwhelming invasion of Foreign Works in the Nigerian art
Wonderful,
space.
because I was about to ask, how did that name come in? Since you're trying to promote, you know, the local content, as it were. But let's talk about you being on that project. What was it like for you being a part of this project, Who Thief Mona Lisa?
It's amazing. Interestingly, I haven't done theater in a while.
Okay.
So this is like my comeback.
Okay.
And it's good that I'm having this comeback with him because it was, you know, we studied theater in UI together, and he was, you know, it's 2 years my senior, and it really helped me as a playwright as well, because I'm also a playwright. Really helped me establish myself and all that. So coming back to work with him again after so many years,
Yeah.
you know, as my comeback is really good.
Full circle.
Yes, and you know, he's someone I admire, and I like his style of writing. He's funny. He's a comedian, so his plays are always funny and absurd.
You know, that's so. There's something with theater practitioners that we don't see in the wider entertainment sphere, Nollywood as it were. Theater practitioners, you hear a lot of stories like this. We went to school together, we worked together. There's that camaraderie.
Yeah.
That once we enter into the wider Nollywood, or as it were, it seems it disappears. It's no longer there. What is it in the theater practitioners? What is that thing? What is that thing that keeps the bond still alive? Because you are not the only story like this. There are many other stories like this in theater.
I think it's the rigorous process that we went through together. You know, having to do several plays together. You know, all nights. There sometimes you have all night rehearsals where you rehearse all through the night to the morning, discuss plays together. You know,
It was in my play. I directed Song of the Goats when I was in school.
Oh, wonderful.
And
it was there.
Yeah.
And so that is more or less like a brothers in arms kind of
yeah,
thing.
like
That's
military thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, so there's that bond is forged there, which all okay. But wonderful. But now let's talk about this play and all of that. You did it in the UK. How was the reception there?
Oh, it was great actually, because you know, you are talking about foreign invasions. You have foreign works invading here,
yeah.
so they could understand it. You know, they could understand it. You know, they also know. I mean, they have artists there as well, so they could also understand that it's tough for an artist to actually succeed. You know, there's a level of success that before you can get there, it takes a lot of self-doubt, a lot of consistency. So they could, you know, understand the context of the play.
Context of the play.
And then everybody knows Mona Lisa.
Yes,
you know,
definitely.
so I mean, Mona Lisa is just the identity, is what we use to so let me give you a bit of the synopsis. So, you know, it says, bothered by the overwhelming invasion of foreign works in the country, an artist, Eda, teams up with his friend and agent to steal some of Leonardo da Vinci's works that are presumably on tour in Nigeria.
Wonderful.
So we know, of course, that they are not, you know, but it's just fiction.
Yeah, it's fiction,
you know.
all of that.
So Eda is a Pan-African painter. You know, everything is about.
It's true to his roots.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's true to his roots. You know, and then this agent is telling him that yes, you know, you need to also be welcoming. You need to embrace new tools. You need to embrace social media. So he's an artist who just wants to do his great works and be left alone.
I am looking forward to this because I love heist movies. So when I think about it, I think about those foreign heist movies I've seen. I mean, there've been movies of people who actually went to steal the Mona Lisa. So I'm looking forward to this one. When and where is this happening?
So it's happening at the Lagos International Theatre Festival.
Which is on
yes,
now. Which has
it's
been
on now.
Okay.
Yeah, so we are performing on Saturday at 2 p.m. at Muson Lawn.
Okay.
Muson Center.
On the lawn, right?
On the lawn.
So there's been an uprising place where the audience is also part of the, you know, it's an all-consuming, immersive experience.
Yeah.
That's the word. And is that the kind of play that this is?
Yeah, really, because the audience are the paintings, really.
You're already telling us too much. I am looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to this. So tell us about the other cast members. Who are those involved in this? What are we going to see? What are we expecting to see on Saturday?
So it's also happening on Sunday at 6 p.m.
Sunday at 6 p.m.
Saturday
also.
and Sunday.
The same venue?
The same, yeah.
Muson, lawn.
Yes,
okay,
yes.
so talk to
So we have Temi Fusudo, we have Mr. Rain, Tunde Ojubaro.
Okay.
He played an obsessed tour guide who is obsessed with French works. You know, so they call him. That's why one of the people said he's in love with Monsieur Raphael. That's the name of the character.
Okay.
And then we have Reki. Reki is the agent and a friend to Eda.
Okay.
So it's a 3-man play.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I love those kind of plays because you get to see the range of people and all of that. But let me just, you have experience. Well, let's just wider before we get back to, let's talk about the industry. You've done stuff for Netflix and all of that. There's been, in some ways, there's been a deluge of money in some ways to African content. Has the industry really moved forward? Because even still now, we're still hearing complaints. And then even on Netflix, there's people talk about how some things there are actually not to the standard that it should be. Where there was complaint about money. Yes, we're not saying it's solved entirely, but in some ways, there's been some investment from streaming platforms. Is where we are now, is it where we should be? Is it the best? Where we are now, is that the best that we could do as an industry, as Nollywood?
Well, I don't think it's the best we can do or we can be at the moment. But what I know is that the mood in Nollywood right now is that there are a lot of people that are dreaming to do better stuff and bigger stuff. And, you know, it all starts with mindset. And it's what I find interesting, that the mindset of the people are beginning to change. We are beginning to have more people thinking like revolutionaries, you know, people that we know that we are not doing enough. You know, especially younger filmmakers, we know that we're not doing enough, so we want to do better. And when you go to film festivals, you see that there are actually people doing good films. You know, so I really believe that the industry is actually getting better.
Santa, what are your thoughts on that?
You mentioned money.
Yeah.
You can't take Nollywood out of Nigeria. There's an, you know, the economy is also not so favorable at the moment. So that's trickles down. You find that in other sectors as well. So a few people making millions, billions, to me is not success. You know, like 5%, 10% making millions. It's not success. It has to go around.
It has to spread.
Yeah, it has to spread across. In advanced countries, you have people doing simpler stuff, just entertainment. There's a lot of channels that they're just doing smaller films and they're fine, you know. So it has not gone around yet, but we are on the right track. Really.
Wonderful, wonderful, Santa. Thank you so much. We're looking forward to the play. You said Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
How do people have access to it?
Yeah, I mean you can get tickets via the Lagos International Theatre Festival website.
Wonderful.
And then I think yes, you can, and then you can follow us on social media.
All right.
Utif Mona Lisa, you know, you get details there.
I will be there. I hope you will be there. Let's catch up and watch Utif Mona Lisa this weekend at Lagos International Theatre Festival. We have breakfast for you.
Oh,
Even
really?
though it's something that can take you. I'm sure you're rehearsing today.
Yes.
By the time you're done with this breakfast, you go rehearse. You're not going to see the rehearsal. It go show well. All right, please, let's head over to the kitchen.
Wow. What a wonderful Thursday it's been so far. Extremely creative conversations have happened, and what we have in the kitchen looks even more special. Amen?
All right, so we do have this wonderful, Chef Diola put up together this wonderful, this is ogbono. Huh?
Sogbono.
Okay, this is ogbono. All right, just tell us very fast what you put together here. While we give it to them, let them try it out. Can you move it across?
The unique thing, like I said before, is the fact that it doesn't come with store-bought seasoning.
Okay.
So it's very natural.
So there's no store-bought seasoning. There's no seasoning cube in it.
Yes.
So essentially, it's all natural. Please have a taste.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
All right.
Good. Got it.
Interesting. So this where ogbono gets.
So what do you think?
Lovely.
Any comments?
Very natural.
Very natural.
I like that.
All right, Santa, thank you so much for coming. And here's us wishing you the best. Have a blast, break a leg, Saturday and Sunday.
Thank you.
All right, okay, that's the show for today. We will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
A great one. Bye.